Hey, welcome to Fireside Gaming. I'm Billum, and I just came back from Southeast Game Exchange with my wife and son. A bit nasally sounding right now. I'm still getting over a bit of a cold that I had. Don't worry, I wasn't contagious while we were there or anything like that. But we went around to the convention, we looked at a bunch of stuff, we bought some games, and I thought I'd show you guys our haul from Southeast Game Exchange 2023. I'm going to start off with the wife's games first, and then I'll get to my picks, even though the wife probably has the biggest pick this time around, but you'll see. So first is Jeanne d'Arc, which is, from my understanding, a turn-based strategy RPG, very similar in style to what would be a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of game, or Disgaea, something along those lines. Always heard good things about this game. I've never played it, but sorry, bear with me, I'm still a little congested, so if I sound a little out of breath, that's all it is. I thought this was really funny. We bought this, and inside of it was somebody's old handwritten notes for weapons and stuff in the game. I thought that was kind of funny. I was surprised the seller just left it in there, and I will put that back later. But yeah, we picked this up. This has been one that we've been looking for, but we've never actually seen a copy until now. Bottom first, then top on PSP games. I love whenever games have this art. It's great for like reversible if you just flip it around and stuff, so your cases have like a nice art on the outside if you want to do that. But yeah, we picked this up. It's a good find. I will say we paid about what was market prices for just about everything this time around, which is pretty normal for game conventions. It's usually less about getting a deal and more about being able to find games that you might not normally find at your local stores. Also, my phone is sliding. Hold on. Okay, there. My arm. I need to get a new arm. My arm was just a little too weak. But there's first wife pick. Here's second wife pickup. Silent Hill Downpour. I know very little about Silent Hill. The wife likes Silent Hill. That's all you're getting from me. These next two we'll do together. It'll make sense why. Gravity Rush Remastered and Gravity Rush 2. Yet again, the wife has been very interested in playing the Gravity Rush games, but we've actually had a hard time finding them at our local game shops, which seems weird. I mean, they're PS4 games, but I don't know if they had a smaller print run or something like that, but yeah. She finally has them. She's interested. Now I just need to get around to actually fixing the PS4 because I've been putting that off. Being sick doesn't help, but that is what it is. Okay, here's another one. We love Katamari. I think I only, in my last retro game collecting video, showed off that my wife had bought Katamari Damacy. She had never played them really before. She wanted to. I was familiar with them, and she enjoyed her experience with it, so she wanted to buy the next game, and lo and behold, we found it at Southeast Game Exchange. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that, just real quick, the copy of Gravity Rush 2 we bought is actually still sealed. Random, but worth mentioning. But yeah, Katamari Damacy, that's a very fun case with the King of the Cosmos there. And I don't have fingernails. Hello. Hi, Tio. Hold on a second, I have evidently locked the cat in the room with me. Give me just a minute. Alright, the cat has been freed from the confines of my office. Katamari Damacy. Or, we love Katamari, sorry. We very much tried to stick to buying games that were complete this time around. There were a few instances where I looked at games that I wanted to buy and they didn't have the manuals and stuff, and I was just kind of like, if I'm at a convention and I'm kind of paying top dollar for stuff, I'm going to make sure I get complete copies. That was kind of the mentality. So, this one is the wife's big pick, and this is actually like finishes off a series that she's been looking to complete for a while now, and that is Xenosaga Episode 3, also Sprach Zarathustra? I have no idea. I don't know if that's Latin. Sounds like it, or something. German, maybe? But, yeah, she has Xenosaga 1 and 2. She very much likes the Xeno games in general. She likes Xenoblade Chronicles. She liked Chronicles 2 as well, but not as much as the first. I think Chronicles X is probably her favorite one so far. And so she has Xenosaga 1 and 2, and 3 has always been on her list to pick up. And if you know anything about this, you know that Xenosaga 3 is very, very hard to find, and is unfortunately also very expensive, but at least we will never have to buy it again. You can see Cosmos, and I believe this character is Telos. If you know anything about Chronicles X, you're also probably, seeing some similarities to a certain character there, but I won't say anything more about that. This is a 2-disc game, if you've never played before. I think one of the other ones is 2, maybe 2, I can't remember. But yeah, the Xeno series is one that I have an interest in from like a viewer's perspective, not as much as a player's perspective, because the newer games use like that MMO style combat system and I just don't care for it. This would probably be more up my alley, but I've committed to basically watching the wife play through this series as she's taken a real interest to it. And now we're going to get on to the games I purchased, and we're going to start off with one that is, it's Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Now, I have only ever played Lunar Legend. I never played the original Lunar. So Lunar Legend is how I know the games. I like Lunar Legend a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I've played Eternal Blue, and I have Dragon's Song for what it's worth. But Silver Star Harmony is kind of like the definitive way to play the first Lunar game. I think it's considered a little too easy. Also, you're going to see stickers. The wife was a bit more diligent in pulling her stickers off, but because I wanted to get this video up sooner, I didn't go quite as hard on getting my stickers off of my cases because I was tired. Like I said, still being congested and just kind of a little exhausted after the trip and being sick for over a week. I don't know if we had like COVID or what, but like it really did a number on us. But I was excited to pick this up. I'm excited to check it out and see how it compares to Lunar Legend. I'm debating on when I get into the Lunar series if I'll play Legend or if I'll play this for review. I don't know. I have history with Legend, so I feel like that's probably the option I'm going to go for. And we have another PSP game next, which is Final Fantasy IV: The Complete Collection. Now, I have never played Final Fantasy IV: The After Years, which is why I picked this up. I think this also has an interlude that like ties these two together, but either way, I like Final Fantasy IV. I think it and 6 both get a little overhyped. But that is what it is. This is still complete. It's in great shape. The disc is there, the UMD. It even still has this sealed pack of cards, which I'm actually gonna just go ahead and open because it's mine. I want to see what these cards are. So what do we have? We've got Cecil, or is it Cecil, I think? Edward. Edge. These are like kind of stuck together if you can't tell. Kane. Oh, there's not another one there. So Kane. Rosa. That Amino art. And Rydia, so you basically get like some of the main characters. No Porum and Palom or whatever. That's cool. They just kind of all have Final Fantasy IV on the back. That's neat. I like that. Code for product registration, as well as one for a special costume in Dissidia Dostime from back in the day. The manual's obviously here. It's in good shape. I don't quite think I need to pull that out and show that to you guys. Okay, and next we're moving to PS1, as I have picked up a copy of Alundra 2. Alundra 2 isn't as, from my understanding, as well liked as Alundra 1. It switches away from the top-down view of sprite arts to a top-down view with 3D art and 3D models, I guess I should say, and I've heard not as good of things about it, but I've still heard that it's a fun game. This is also another one of those classic examples of a publisher taking a game, some very fun art there. Sorry, I am easily distracted. But of taking a game that is only a single disc game and putting it in a multi-disc case. And I assume this was one of those cases to be like, we are a JRPG, or, you know, something akin to that. You know, please don't overlook us, even though we clearly say one disc right there. I don't know. I've always found that kind of funny. And on that same note, actually, I did also pick up a copy of Beyond the Beyond. And this is exactly like with Alundra 2. This is a game that is single disc only, but is in a thicker case. I can only assume as a way to give it more shelf space and make it stand out more. This one's in mostly good shape, but it does have a crack here. This kind of just happens with jewel cases, unfortunately. They're pretty easy to replace if you ever want to, but I'm not super worried about it. And yeah, I guess this one does not have color. It's a very thick manual, though. I know this one is RPG. I know it's got like classes, and you can class people up and all this stuff. I'm kind of blanking on more of what it's about. I know it was on the list. I wanted to pick it up, and I actually just saw some screenshots and video of somebody playing it on Twitter the other day. They were sharing stuff, and I was like, oh, that looks fun. And so when I saw it at Southeast Game Exchange, the wife pointed it out to me. I was actually just kind of like, yeah. You can see it's got a little bit of old sticker there. I mean, this is old sticker. I started to try and peel that off, and I was like, that's not coming easily. Same with this. I bought this and the Alundra at the same booth, and I peeled off some of Alundra sticker. I saw that it was going to be a pain, and that I was going to have to probably get, like, I don't know, a combination of isopropyl alcohol and Goo Gone is what I usually use to take this kind of stuff off. And I saw that I was like, I'm probably going to have to do that for this one, and I just didn't care to clean the stickers off. Like I said, this whole cold thing, it flu, whatever it was, it really took a lot out of me. And now we are on to my final purchase and my big purchase. While not anywhere near in scale or price to Xenosaga Episode 3, I have been looking forward to this game for a long time. And that is MS Saga A New Dawn. If you have been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm very much a mecha guy and that I love JRPGs. Turn-based RPGs are probably my favorite genre. And MS Saga, here, we'll show the back first, is very much a very typical JRPG story. I mean, you can see that in the characters here, though we still get some obvious Gundam influences, like that guy right there is a Char if I've ever seen one. But the way MS Saga works, at least this is how I read back in, like a PSM magazine way back in the day. It was basically described as like Gundam, but with Final Fantasy VII's materia system. And basically you get like a lot of parts from different suits in this game, and you put them all together, and the parts will have different abilities, and you buy different weapons and stuff like that, and it becomes like, you know, this whole thing about customizing your suit while progressing through this very typical JRPG story. I believe from what I read in the opening, you're basically just Tristan and Fritz here are two characters who their orphanage was destroyed by a mysterious mobile suit, and they grow up seeking revenge. This is like the mysterious heroine that they, you know, is found and stuff like that. So like it's got a lot of like very typical JRPG kind of stuff, like things to it with its setting and its story. But it's set in like a Gundam setting. And like, to be clear, this isn't like set in a Gundam timeline like UC or Future Colony or After Colony or anything like that. It's just, it has Gundams, but it's a JRPG. I don't know, I've always wanted to play it, and it's always been really hard to find. And this year I found it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just bite the bullet and pick this up. So I did. And the booth actually had some other games I was interested in. Specifically a copy of Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam for the PS2, which I looked at and I've been looking for, but the disc was scuffed. Like, it was in really bad shape, and like they wanted $100 and some for it, and I was like, No, not with the disc in that bad a shape. Fortunately, this MS Saga disc is in great shape, so I have no concerns about that. So I picked it up, and now I finally have it. This is one that I have been waiting to play ever since, like, I don't know, since it came out way back in the day on PS2. This is one of the ones I read a review for as a kid, and I just have been wanting to play it ever since, so now I'm finally going to, and that feels nice. But that's not all. Sorry, I almost forgot. That's not all, because my wife has a habit, not a habit, a tradition we'll say. This is our 3rd year having attended Southeast Game Exchange, and every year my wife buys a plushie, and I almost forgot to show this year's off. The first year it was a Lugia. The year prior, which I can link that one, I have a video for that one, it was a Raichu. And now she has, and you'll forgive me because my setup is really designed to show off games and not plushies, but she has an Absol. Can I bring this up? You know, we're just going to freehand this. Bear with me. She bought a little Absol plushie. So yeah, this is her plushie pickup this year. She always likes to pick up at least one plushie. So yay. And with that, now we are actually done. So thank you all for watching. I'm glad you stuck around for this video. If you've got any interesting comments, or any comments, they don't have to be interesting, you can feel free to, post them down below. If you saw anything that I grabbed that you were interested in, let me know, because I do keep a list of games that people have requested I review and stuff like that, and I try to keep some of those games in mind whenever I'm deciding which game I want to review next. So that's something else to keep in mind. My desk is a mess, but don't pay attention to that. Either way, thank you for watching, and until next time, take it easy.